that Stony Brook needs to do in this game against Fordham?
Well, against Fordham, Stony Brook needs to be able to still contain Tim Demerat. He's averaging 241 passing yards per game. So he is going to be a problem in this pass game. And the Stony Brook secondary needs to be aware of the Fordham receivers because he's able to hit his receivers in stride. Gain first downs, move the chains for first downs. But the thing that Stony Brook really needs to watch out for is these Fordham linebackers. Ryan Greenhagen, he set the NCAA record with 31 tackles against Nebraska, even though they lost 52-0. And another player to watch out for is James Conway, named Patriot of the League Rookie of the Week for the second straight week. And both of these linebackers are trouble. So you want to avoid attacking them the whole game because they're able to bring pressure into that backfield or able to not be able to make you not able to run the ball at all.
Agreed. If you're Tyson Lyon and Stephen Naquette, you need to run away from those guys and try to find those open holes along the offensive line. And we talked about Fordham's offense. Tim Demerat, he has thrown the ball decent amount. This season, he's thrown for about 725 yards, 6 CDs, but 5 interceptions. So very inconsistent as a passer. And just overall, from their previous games, as you hear the Seawolves emerge from the tunnel in their red uniforms, which look absolutely fantastic. But as I was saying with Fordham's offense, Tim Demerat, he needs to get himself going offensively, but also he needs to get his running backs involved. Yes. Trey Wilson III, Antonio Cortez Faria, and even Zach Davis. They've tried to get it going against Florida Atlantic, had very minimal to almost no success against them. Yeah. So if you want to have a chance in this game, if you're Fordham, you need to be able to get that run game going.
Yes, exactly. When only averaging about 41.7 rushing yards per game, which is not really good on the Fordham side. And as you mentioned, Tim Demerat, he needs to be efficient because he's able to hit you on a passing attack. He's able to throw footballs downfield and score touchdowns. But he needs to limit his turnovers in order for the Rams football team to beat the Seawolves this afternoon.
Agreed. That is something definitely that Fordham needs to work on their offense. Not make it very one-dimensional with the pass, but also be able to run the game. As the Fordham Rams emerge from the tunnel now in their white uniforms, also as the referees do the coin toss. Fordham, it looks like, has won the toss and is elected to defer until the second half. So your Stony Brook Seawolves are set to get the ball to start the first quarter. So with Stony Brook looking to get the ball here first offensively, what do you think they need to get going immediately here in order to get off to that hard start that they weren't able to against New Hampshire?
Well, being able to pound the football. Play aggressive. Play conservative at first, and then that's when you play aggressive.
Agreed. I think if they can get it going offensively, very aggressive, Tyco Fields kind of slinging the ball around, and also mixing in a healthy dose of the run with Tyson Line and Stephen Naquette, I think they can get off to that hot start. But Fordham, as we talked about, they are 0-3 on the year. It would be amazing for their morale and their confidence if they're able to get a win here on the road at Kenneth B. LaValle Stadium.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult because the Seawolves lead the all-time series against the Fordham Rams football team 3-1. And it should be a repeat of what happened last time, but let's see what the Fordham Rams actually has against the Seawolves football team because they also been facing good teams this season too. So both teams facing experienced teams. Let's see what they learn against these experienced teams and play each other today. See what happens.
I think Stony Brook, if they can get it going quickly and often, I'm not sure Fordham's offense is going to be able to keep up pace with Stony Brook.
Yeah.
However, as we are about to have this game go underway, Brandon Peskin, the Fordham kicker, looking to kick it away as I said at the beginning of this broadcast, this game was delayed 30 minutes due to some bus issues for Fordham. And as this game is set to go underway, Brandon Peskin is looking to kick it away. So your Fordham Rams taking on the Stony Brook Seawolves at Kenneth B. LaValle Stadium. Sunny day, beautiful skies, and Brandon Peskin now set to kick it away. Oh, Sean Harris bobbling a little bit. He runs to that right side, and he fumbled the ball. Fordham is claiming that they have an early turnover here. The referees diverged quickly, and Fordham has the ball to start this first quarter.
Wow.
So a quick fumble on special teams by Sean Harris Jr., and now Fordham kind of set up at Stony Brook's red zone.
Wow. First off, an unlikely turnover by Sean Harris Jr. because he usually holds on to the football. But that's just surprising because it looked like at first he was going to fumble it when he tried to catch the football off the kickoff, gets the ball back, and then fumbles the football when he gets tackled by one of these Rams players. Wow.
Yeah, so it's 1st and 10 now for the Fordham Rams. The referees are blowing stoppage. It looks like they're going to review the play to make sure that it is Fordham's possession as we start this first quarter. But as the quick turnover just happened now for your Stony Brook Seawolves, those just tuning in, Sean Harris didn't really catch the ball cleanly on the kickoff, and he ended up fumbling the ball. As it is right now, the call is that it is Fordham's ball set up in Stony Brook's territory at about the 23-yard line. So, poor start here for Stony Brook, but how do you think Fordham can take advantage?
Well, if they get the ball back, they're in Seawolves territory at the 28-yard line, and that's near the red zone. So that's definitely in Seawolves territory, and it's going to be very scary for the Seawolves defense to start off the game against the Fordham Rams football team.
As the call has just been confirmed, it is Fordham's football, an early turnover for Stony Brook, a fumble on the kickoff by Sean Harris Jr. So 1st and 10 now for the Fordham Rams at the 27-yard line. Tim DeMora takes the snap, does a quick handoff to his running back, and Trey Wilson III unable to get much yardage, a gain of about 2, 2nd down.
Well, as we said earlier, you want the Fordham Rams football team to start pounding the football because it will take
2nd and 10 now, quick snap now for Tim DeMora. Throws it quickly to that right side, and it is caught by his receiver along that right sideline. And he is able to get a quick thing there. Fotis Kokosiolis, I'm going to mention his name a lot. He's been very involved in this Fordham offense this season. But a quick thing there of about 15 yards and a quick first down there for Fordham.
Yeah, and that was just a good throw by Demeron, seeing his receiver open near the sideline, and now it converts to a first down. And now they're in the red zone against the Seawolves defense.
So 1st and 10 now for the Fordham Rams at about the 11-yard line. Tim DeMora takes the snap quickly, throws it to the right side. It looked like he was looking for a fade that time to his running back, but unable to look for the completion that time, looking for MJ Wright in the end zone.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, Demeron loves to throw that football. So he's going to throw it 60% of the time. We're going to see this Rams offense throwing the football, then running the football here.
So now it's 2nd and 10 now for the Fordham Rams at the Stony Brook 11-yard line. Tim DeMora looks to take the snap. He does so, fakes the handoff to the running back, throws it to that left sideline, and just a little overthrown, looking for his receiver that time. Again, looking for Fotis Kokosiolis, but just a little overthrown that time, 3rd down.
And that was just great coverage by Randy Pringle, realizing that that ball was going to go outside, covering Kokosiolis on the left side and making sure it was an incomplete pass.
So MJ Wright comes now into the game for this crucial 3rd down for Fordham. He is lined up to the right side of that offensive line. So 3rd and 10 now for Fordham at the 11-yard line. Takes the snap. Tim DeMora looking to the left, looking for his receiver, and it is caught. And they rule it a touchdown. And the first touchdown of the game for DeQueste Carter. Just a beautiful back shoulder throw by Tim DeMora and Fordham able to score quickly off that special teams turnover.
Wow. On third down, Lamar throws a nice back shoulder throw for a touchdown right there. And as you saw on that coverage, it was man-to-man outside, so he just took advantage of the outside corner playing man-to-man on his receiver for a touchdown.
Exactly. He threw the ball only where his receiver could catch it, and DeQuesta Carter made a fantastic grab to set up the first score of this game. So now Leon Weimer set to kick the extra point to give Fordham an early 7-0 lead here. 13:44 left to go in the first quarter. So the snap is up, the kick is up, and it's good. So Fordham with the quick touchdown there. Tim DeMora throwing a beautiful back shoulder fade to DeQuesta Carter, and off the special teams turnover by Sean Harris Jr., your Fordham Rams lead the Stony Brook Seawolves 7-0 early in this first quarter.
Yeah, and that was just, once again, a nice back shoulder throw to DeQuesta Carter for the touchdown. And now we would like to send it back to Matt Makowicz in the WUSB studio.
And back in the studios, WSB, Matt Mankiewicz, time for a quick up.
A play by your Stony Brook Seawolves. Tyson Lawton taking it up the middle for about 5 yards that time. So now 2nd and 5 for your Stony Brook Seawolves at the 25-yard line, trailing 7-0 early in this ball game. A quick handoff again to Tyson Lawton, and he's near that first down marker. They're going to give him about 4 yards, so 3rd and short now for your Stony Brook Seawolves. Now, Fordham, they were able to take advantage of that short field off the Sean Harris Jr. turnover on special teams. So, able to capitalize early. What do you think Stony Brook needs to do here to get it going?
The Seawolves need to respond back to the Rams football team.
So, quick handoff to Tyson Lawton. He runs to that left side, gets the short game that the Seawolves need in order to get that first down. So now 1st and 10 now for your Stony Brook Seawolves at about the 31-yard line, trailing 7-0 once again in this ball game. 12:20 left to go in this first quarter. So Tycho Fields now looking to the sideline. Tyson Lawton lining up to his left side, a single back formation as Tyson Lawton runs to his left side. Tycho Field takes a snap, hands it off to Tyson Lawton. He runs it up the middle, breaks a tackle, and is able to gain about 4 yards that time. 2nd and 6 now for Stony Brook.
And that is just Tyson Lawton's 4th carry in this game. They have no pass attempts, so you're seeing that they want to continue to pound that football with Tyson Lawton because he's able to get yardage, and if he keeps getting like about 5 yards per carry, then it's actually going to be really looking good for the Seawolves offense.
Pounding the ball early for Stony Brook. Tyson Lawton getting about 3 carries so far to start. So 2nd and him now for the Stony Brook Seawolves at the 32-yard line. Tycho Fields moving up to the offensive line, looking to his coach, make sure he gets the play right. He quickly takes a snap, does the fake handoff to Tyson Lawton, running to the left side. He's able to get a huge hole, and he is able to move out to about the 48-yard line. A gain of about 15 yards that time. So we talked about him in the passing game. Quick run there, though, for Tycho Fields.
Wonderful read option on that play. It was definitely a good read. Seeing that the defensive end was going to collapse inside to Tyson Lawton and realizing that, and he takes the ball for himself and gets about a 15-yard gain on that play.
So 1st and 10 now for Tycho Fields. Quickly takes a snap on his own 46-yard line. Hands it off to Tyson Lawton, and he's able to get it to the Fordham side of the territory. A gain of about 7 that time. Now 2nd and 3 now for Stony Brook.
Yeah, and like I said on that previous play, you're able to run the football with your running back. It's going to give out a lot of opportunities.
2nd and 4 now for Stony Brook. Tycho Fields looking to draw the defense off sides. The Fordham Ram defense doesn't bite. Tycho Fields now motioning back out. The running back to his left side. He hands it off to Tyson Lawton. He gets a huge hole up the middle, and he's about to take it to the 36-yard line. A gain of about 12 that time. And again, Stony Brook moving the chains on the ground.
And Ty Salon, he's so elusive. Seeing the middle wide open in the B gap, running the football and gaining the first down once again.
So 1st and 10 now for Stony Brook at about the 36-yard line. Tycho Fields looking to take the snap. Stephen Akette now in the game for the first time. To his right, have a bit of a tight end formation to his left. Tycho Fields takes the snap. He fakes it again, a read option by Tycho Fields going to about the 21-yard line. Juked a couple of Fordham defenders that time, but yet another gain of about 15 yards that time.
Yeah, and you're seeing a lot of more read option on this offense because I think Chuck Fiora has realized how fast Tycho Fields is. As you just saw in that, once again, a wonderful read option. This time to the right side. Once again, the defensive end collapsing inside and him running out and missing tackles and now getting another first down on that run.
No passes so far on this drive as Stony Brook is now in the red zone. 1st and 10 now at about the 23-yard line. He hands it off to Stephen Akette up the middle, and he's only gained about a couple that time, about the 21-yard line. Now 2nd and 7 for Stony Brook.
Yeah, and you're just seeing this whole first drive. Stony Brook is just pounding the football. Like I said earlier, if you want to beat these Fordham Rams football team, you got to pound the football.
2nd and 8 now for Stony Brook. Tycho Fields looking to take the snap. Fordham lined up very closely. It looks like they're going with a bit of a man disguise here defensively. Tycho Fields now looking to take the snap. He takes the snap, first pass attempt of the game, throws it to that left sideline, but incomplete, looking for Sean Harris Jr. that time. Broken up beautifully by Anthony Toya, the DB for Fordham.
Yeah, and that was a great pass deflection by Anthony. Seeing that Sean Harris was going to hit him off the quick route, realizing this is man coverage, play him short, and get a good pass deflection. And now it's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Seawolves offense.
So 3rd and 8 now for Stony Brook. The tight end Damian Caffrey coming in off the sideline. About 2 receivers to Tycho Fields' left, Dante Helms Jr. to his right, Stephen Akette in the backfield. So 3rd and 8 now for Stony Brook at about the 23-yard line. Tycho Fields takes the snap, throws it to a wide open Stephen Akette on the right side, and he's able to get in for the touchdown. So Stony Brook able to quickly respond here. Great throw there by Tycho Fields. And just ultimately a beautiful route there by Stephen Akette out the backfield.
Yes, that was just a nice job by Stephen Akette. Rolling outside, realizing that it's man coverage and that it's man-to-man with a linebacker and a running back. And most times, 9 out of 10, the running back is going to win that battle.
So Stephen Akette pretty much untouched in the end zone, giving Tycho Fields his first passing touchdown of this game. Angelo Guglielmo kicks the extra point, and it's good. So with 8:18 left to go in the first quarter, Stony Brook able to tie up the game at 7 apiece.
Yeah, and once again, realizing that it was man coverage on that play. A linebacker and a running back. Who you trusting there? I'm trusting my running back to outrun the linebacker outside, and that's exactly what happened. Stephen Akette outruns the linebacker and was literally untouched into the end zone.
A 20-yard touchdown for Stephen Akette off the throw by Tycho Fields. So off of the turnover by Sean Harris Jr. on the kickoff, Fordham able to score quickly with that back shoulder fade to DeQuesti Carter, 11-yard score. Stony Brook able to quickly respond, though, on the other end. Tycho Fields throwing to a wide-open Stephen Akette on that right sideline, and Stony Brook now able to tie up this game.
Yes, and due to that, they was able to run the football. Ty Salon and Tycho Fields combined together with 60 rushing yards. And Ty Salon averaging 5.2 yards per carry on that drive. And if you want to continue to score against this Rams football team, you got to continue to pound the football. You're throwing the defense off guard because now they're going to want to start blitzing you and throwing in man coverage because they can't play zone if you're able to run the football.
Exactly. 9 rushing attempts for Stony Brook on that drive. Very few passes on this drive. The big one obviously being to Stephen Akette for that 20-yard score. And off that turnover in the beginning, you have to be happy if you're Stony Brook, able to score quickly on the other end, on the offensive side of the ball. And now we have a tie game with 8:18 left to go in the first quarter. Stony Brook 7, Fordham 7.
And you're right about that. You're able to respond back to Fordham after they just scored on their opening possession. So both teams scored on their opening possession. Let's see what the Rams do to respond back to the Seawolves after the Seawolves just scored on their opening possession in this game.
I mentioned in the pre-game, Stony Brook can't afford to fall behind early in this game. They did not. They're able to get the quick score off of Fordham's score, off of the Stony Brook turnover on special teams. So with Angelo Guglielmo set to kick this ball away, Stony Brook and Fordham now tied at 7 apiece, 8:18 left to go in this first quarter.
As we get ready for the kickoff.
Angelo Guglielmo set to kick it off from the 35-yard line. And a fair catch is called for by the Fordham receiver at about the 3-yard line. So poor decision there by Fordham on special teams. Fotis Kokokiolis calling for the fair catch that time. So now Fordham set up shop in its own territory. So now it'll be 1st and 10 for the Fordham Rams at about the 25-yard line.